What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a banger of a video. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Drop a like if you do. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And also, real quick, before we dive into the video, let me take a moment to show off the new grinders that are dropping today or tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on what time it is where you're at. But on April 9th at 4:20 p.m. Pacific, these grinders are dropping. On the screen, I've got a cool little clip of the engraving process here. Now, only 200 of these are ever going to be made. We got a lifetime warranty on these. They are waterproof. All your weed will stay dry, even if you drop it in the bathtub for whatever fucking reason you're grinding in the bathtub. That's irrelevant. This thing is a beast of a grinder, and if you buy this, you will never need another one again. Now, if you guys want to find more information on the drop, where to get the link, head over to my Twitter and you will see the link in my pinned tweet. All you got to do is click that link, bookmark it, and be ready for 4:20 p.m. Pacific at April 9th, or on April 9th, pardon me. That's 6:20 p.m. Central, 7:20 p.m. Eastern. If you're outside of those time zones, get fucked, look it up yourself. But either way, hope you guys are as excited as I am for that. I am super duper excited. The last grinder dropped, the website crashed for hours. We had over 25,000 of you guys waiting, so I really hope you guys are just as excited for these ones, because I know I am. But either way, without further ado, let's dive into this video. So, I want to start this off by saying that a very small amount of you might actually remember this story, and the reason being is because this happened about 3 years ago, and I actually made a video about this almost right after it happened, like 2 days later. And the girl that I was dating at the time, the girl whose mom we're going to be talking about in this video, she got pissed that I made the video because I didn't tell her, and hit me up and asked me to take it down. Now, we were still dating at the time, so I obliged. However, now we are no longer dating, therefore I will not oblige. So we're going to tell this fantastic story. Now, like I had mentioned, this happened about 3 years ago, and at the time, I was dating a girl who we're going to refer to as, oh man, what should we call her? Let's call her Tina. We'll go with that. So I was dating a girl who we're going to call Tina, and Tina and I dated very briefly. I mean, I think our entire relationship was, maybe 4 months? Like, this was a very brief thing, right? But at the time, her and I had been dating for maybe 2 months, halfway through, almost to the finish line, and at the time, I had never met her family. I'd never met her mom, I'd never met her dad, I'd never met any of them. And honestly, we didn't get along very well, her and I, so I wasn't surprised that I hadn't met her family yet. But she obviously knew that I smoked a lot, and she herself didn't smoke very much. So one day, she hit me up and asked if I had any weed, and I found it very odd. I got back to her and I was like, yeah, what's up? Like, why do you need some weed? She mentions that her mom wants to try smoking, and I thought she was fucking with me at first. I thought she was joking, so I was like, okay, I mean, does she actually want to try smoking? Like, yeah, I'll come smoke her out. And she's like, no, she just wants to buy some, right? So I'm still at this point not believing it. I think she's just fucking with me at this point. So I'm going along with it. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I got you some shit. I got you what you need. And regrettably, I didn't tax her mother. This is one of my biggest regrets in life. I should have charged like $100 for that eighth. That rich bitch would have paid it. I should have taxed. This is one of my biggest regrets. But I offered a great deal because at the time we were dating. So she was like, yeah, I only want to get like an eighth, maybe a little bit for like me and a little bit for her, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, sure, she doesn't smoke very much, so an eighth is plenty to split between them. Cool, sounds good, right? So I'm asking her, I'm like, yo, when can I come serve this? Like, when do you need it? Because at the time, I didn't have any weed, so I had to go get some. So she mentions to me, she's like, oh yeah, you can come over tomorrow and drop it off or whatever. So I had to find myself some weed very quickly. I couldn't let her down. And also, I was just trying to wrap my head around the fact that the first time I'm meeting her mother was to sell me weed. I couldn't disappoint. I had to make a good impression, so I couldn't just go get some swag. No. I went to my boy Kyle's house, and I asked him for the finest weed he had. At the time, he was still, serving here and there, making some money doing that. He doesn't anymore, but when we were younger, he typically had some pretty good weed. He had a plug-in Cali. He had some homegrown shit, and it was actually really good most of the time. So I went over to his house, and I was like, listen, bro, my girl said she needs some fucking weed. I need the finest of the finest that you got. And I still remember the weed he had. He had the Platinum Kush, and this shit was the finest shit that his grower ever sent. I mean, oh my God. If there's one strain that I ever got from Kyle that I remember the most, it was absolutely the Platinum Kush. This shit was gorgeous, dude. I mean, covered in trichomes, perfect trim, just the right level of moisture, but not too moist where it's overly sticky. I mean, it was dark. This shit was gorgeous, dude. Some of the most beautiful weed. And I'd been smoking it with him for about a week at this point. So I loved it. And I knew that this was what I wanted to serve to my ex's mother. So I told Kyle, I was like, listen, let me just get like a quarter of this shit so I can smoke a little bit and then I'll go serve the other eighth. He hooks me up with the homie price. I honestly don't remember what I paid, but probably a good deal. He always gave me good deals. So I grab the quad from him. We smoke a little bit and I dip out. Now the next day rolls around and I'm getting ready. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't nervous the day before, but when I woke up and realized that I had to go serve my at the time girlfriend's mother, while also meeting her for the first time, I was sitting there, I was shitting bricks, quite honestly. I was like, yo, because the thing is, like, I was caught way out of left field with the fact that her mom wanted some weed. I mean, this is a educated white woman, lives in the suburbs, like the epitome of a suburban mother, dude. Nice house, fenced in yard, big crib, finished basement. You know, they got the classic like media center. You know a family got fucking money if they got a finished basement with a bunch of movies and like a couch and a flat screen in that bitch. If they got a little movie den in their basement, they got bands, okay? They're suburban, let me tell you. And that's exactly what they had at this house. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, dude, I can't just go drop it in the mailbox. You know, I have to be like an upstanding gentleman and sell this weed, you know? Like I have to be a good man. So I'm sitting there. I wake up that day and I shit you not, I'm looking for my flyest fit, dude. I mean, my craziest fit. I'm searching through the wardrobe and I'm like, at first, I was debating on putting on like a button down and tucking that shit in. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm going to sell weed, bro. Like, what the fuck am I? I'm going to look like a dingus if I pull up and serve this bitch looking like I just left Sunday school. Absolutely not. So I settle on just, you know, a nice t-shirt with a nice jacket because it was still cold out at this point. I remember it was winter. And it was still cold out, so I threw on like a nice shirt with a jacket, some nice pants, the nicest shoes I could find that weren't like complete dress shoes, you know, like the nicest pair of Jordans I could find. And I was like, okay, you know, I look spiffy enough. Now, I hit up Tina and I said to her, I was like, yo, let me know when you want me to come through and drop it off, and I'm good to go. Like, I'm ready whenever. She says, okay, sounds good. You know, my mom should be home in a little bit, and she wasn't home at the time. So it made it even worse because it's not like Tina was there to, like, introduce me. Like, I was just meeting her mother, just direct, one-on-one. No one to ease the friction. No one to be a middleman here. I was shitting myself, dude. So listen, I consider myself pretty good with parents, but her parents I already knew didn't like me to begin with. Like, she had listen, it's no wonder we broke up in like 4 months, but I remember she had told me that like her parents hated that I did drugs because they found out about my YouTube channel, and after that it was just fucking over with, dude, right? It was absolutely over with. So I'm sitting there and I'm nervous. I'm so nervous, dude. I'm like, yo, this could be my chance to turn around their opinion of me, turn around her mom's opinion. Maybe she'll think I'm an upstanding gentleman selling her this weed, you know? So I end up calling Kyle and I ask him to ride with me. I'm like, dude, I'm super nervous. Will you ride with me and like smoke a blunt or something? Because like this could end horribly, you know? And he's like, yeah, sure, you know, let's do it. So I drive over to his house and we're chilling at his house for a little bit and I'm waiting for Tina to tell me that her mom had gotten home. So we roll up a couple blunts, we're chilling out, and finally Tina mentions to me that her mom was home. So I'm like, yo, it's fucking game time, dude. It's go time, Kyle. We have no time to blow. I scale it out, and listen, I remember doing this like a dumb fuck. I even packed it fat. Like they would ever know. Like they would ever fucking know the difference between a 3.5 and a 4 or whatever I packed. I just remember being generous, right? Like they would ever fucking know. Oh my, I feel like such a dumb fuck. I'm never doing anyone a favor again, dude. If anyone, listen, if my girlfriend's mom asks me anytime ever in the future to ask me for weed, sorry, love you, but like you're getting served Reggie. I learned from this experience, okay? So, either way, I bag the weed up, I pack it generously, and I start driving over to Tina's house. And she lived maybe 15, 20 minutes away from Kyle, so not that long of a drive. So we're cruising over there, smoking a blunt on the way there, and I pull up. Now, at this point, I had gotten Tina's mom's phone number from Tina because I was like, yo, I kind of need to coordinate this, you know? Like, I mean, I text her when I'm here, and she's like, yeah, sure. So I pull up to the house, and I call her, and I'm like, hey, you know, it's Nick, I'm here, and she's like, oh, just come to the door. So I walk up to the door. I do my stroll, dude, my casual stroll, and I walk up to the door. And I ring the doorbell, and she opens the door, and I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm not gonna lie, I felt so fucking nervous in this moment. I extended my hand to shake her hand, like we were doing fucking like a real business deal. I guess we were doing a business deal, so maybe I did the appropriate thing. I'm a businessman after all. But either way, I gave her a firm shake. You got to give the firm, but not overly firm shake, you know? Tell her, hey, I'm a real man, you know? I'm the guy who should be dating your daughter, you know? Give him the firm shake. That's what I went for. I don't know if it's what I conveyed to her, but it's what I went for, you know? I went for the shake. And then I handed her the weed, and she gave me the money. I remember I charged something low. It was like 20 or 25 bucks. It was cheap, dude, for the gas, too. I should have taxed, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. I should have charged $1,000. I should have charged a rack. I swear to God. I should have said this fucking weed was from Zimbabwe or some shit, dude. Foreign. I should have charged a fucking rack. But, all right. We're past that. So I serve her the weed, and she doesn't, like, close the door right away, and I'm trying to make small talk. I'm like, oh, like, how are you doing today? Because I'm not sure if she's about to, like, invite me inside or if she's about to shut the door in my face. And I've never fucking met this woman before, like I said, so I just didn't know what to expect. So I'm standing there just talking about the dumbest shit. I'm like, oh yeah, so this weed, I'm describing the weed to her. I'm like, this is platinum kush, you know, it's a good indica. As if she knows any of this shit. As if this woman who knows anything, this bitch was probably more than likely, if I had to guess, because I never knew, she looked like an accountant, like a real suburban accountant, you know? Like, she just goes to her office, works in the cubicle, goes home, argues with her husband, and drinks wine, you know? Like, she's not the kind to smoke. And I'm here talking the technicals about this platinum kush as if she has any idea what the fuck a terp is or what an indica is. She has no fucking clue. So it gets kind of awkward after that part because she's like, oh, cool, well, thanks. And then there's kind of a pause. There's like a moment of silence, and I just kind of end it there. I'm like, well, you know, I'm going to fucking leave, quite honestly. Like, I don't really know what to do. So I said, that's not literally what I said to her, but in my head, that's what's going on. And I say bye. I'm like, oh, well, it's been a pleasure meeting you, you know, see you later. And she says bye, and then I leave. Now, that is the first, and believe it or not, also last time. That is the only time I ever met her. That was probably not the greatest impression, but either way, I leave and I dip out, and a few days pass, right? After that, Kyle and I hung out a little bit that same day. Then I went home. A few days passed, and I texted Tina and asked her how the weed was. I asked her what her mom thought, and she was like, oh, she hasn't tried it yet. She just put it in the jar in her kitchen, you know? So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, you know, like, cool. I guess she just has like an eighth in a fucking jar in the kitchen. Like, she didn't even hide it. Like, I mean, okay, you know, I guess adult shit, you know, whatever. But we go through this relationship. We dated for another 2 months after this. And I would, like, every now and then ask about how the weed was. And until we broke up, she never smoked any of the fucking weed. When we broke up, it just happened to be bad timing. And I was down bad on weed, dude. I was broke at this point. And I remember we were arguing the day we broke up. And I fucking asked her if I could come get the platinum kush from the kitchen jar. I was like, yo, listen, like, Can I get some closure and just come get the weed out of the jar, dude? Like, come on. You're not even smoking it. Neither is your mother. Like, come on, dude. And she declined that offer. So I was fucking pissed. A, because I gave the hookup. B, because it never got smoked. And C, because I was never allowed to come get it back. I mean, what is it a fucking display piece? Are you kidding me? I cultivate the finest weed I can find and you make it into a fucking a piece of art? Are you stupid? That offended me. But either way, what's done is done, and we'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little remake of a video. Like I said, I doubt very many of you saw this because this video was literally up for like a day. last time I posted it. It got deleted pretty immediately. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Don't forget about the Grinder drop. Follow me on Twitter if you want to get the link for that. They drop Saturday, April 9th at 4:20 p.m. Pacific. Less than 24 hours from right now. So what are you waiting for? Follow me on Twitter. Thank you guys for showing love and supporting the video. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, gamers.